Hello. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. So happy to have you all here this morning. I hope you've had fun playing around with the phases of the moon, because I sure have. Okay. Just in case you're interested in what I spoke of, I can't remember if I just brought it up last week or the week before, but I have figured out the technology for for the morning meditations, and I plan to start them on oh gosh, what's the next Tuesday? Just did it. It's either October 5th or 6th. I think it's the 6th. Sorry, I don't have my calendar handy. Oh, good morning, Cindy. Good morning, Barbara. Aloha. So I am going to start it, and I figured out how to make, because I'll be using my phone in my bedroom at my altar, and figured all this stuff out. So I just figured out this morning how to create them ahead of time. So hopefully that'll show up on my channel page when you tune in. I don't know if the app is different than accessing my channel through the internet or through a search engine like, Chrome or Firefox or, Safari or something like that. So let's, fingers crossed that you can find the meditation. You should be able to, because I worked it out with a friend, and she was able to see them. And oh, the 5th. Okay, great. Yes, Tuesday, the 5th. Thank you, Ricardo. Thank you, Barbara. Fantastic. Love you too, Tiffany. Thank you. Amy, all the way from England. Hello. So good to have you. So yeah, I'm going to do it and see how it goes. And I'm really excited. 6:45 a.m. Oh my gosh. 6:45 a.m. Tuesday through Friday. And let's just see how it goes. And of course, your feedback is always wonderful. But the way I will most likely do these, because Mother would like you to come to the meditation like already settled in and ready to meditate. So I will probably hit the go live button because the camera won't be on me. It's going to be on my altar. So I will probably hit the go live button as soon as Mother is in body. So she's just going to be present right away to start. And then we'll probably just end it when she ends the meditation, so that if you all want to keep meditating, if you want to stay in, then I don't think she's going to bring you out. So most likely she'll end it in such a way that you can just keep going if you want to. And then, we'll just hit the stop button. Haven't figured that out on the app yet, but so that way you can make it as long, or you can make it as short as however long she's going to do it for, or you can go longer. So I won't be talking in the beginning or the end. I hope so, Amy. I truly hope so. Oh, Sarah from the UK too. How awesome. Hey, Pamela, good to see you all the way from Sri Lanka. Yay. So wonderful that you're here. Mark, oh my goodness, you're here. Yes, I hope that you like the morning meditations. We'll see how they go. Yeah, so let's dive in. Mm. Hello, beloved ones. It is wonderful to be here with you today. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope that you have had some time to spend with the moon and you've been able to feel what the present phase holds for you, how it affects your energy, how it resonates with your rhythm. And I'm bringing this up again today because so much of what I do with all of you is to help you to love yourself, to be at peace within yourself, to be comfortable within your own skin, your own body, to be able to celebrate yourself as you celebrate others, and to be able to allow yourself authentic self-expression, so that you are not bottling up what's inside you. You are not repressing your flow. Because when this happens in an individual, here's the best part. This is the secret plan that I have, that I'm hatching in the wings. When all of these things start to grow and expand within the individual, you find so much joy in service. And when you are serving others from an open heart, an expanded soul, and so much love, when you are serving from there, you are making an enormous impact on the collective, and not just the human collective consciousness, but all of life as you know it here on your planet and also in the higher realms. It becomes more and more obvious that one person really can make an enormous difference. And not just because they end up in the news or somehow they end up in the human spotlight, but you can feel the power of your love radiating to such a degree that others are awakened. They are able to find themselves more easily. They are able to make peace with themselves. They are able to forgive themselves and others more easily. So last week was one example of when you apply your efforts to expanding your consciousness about your inner life, yourself, your energy. The results of that helps you to gain confidence, to recognize that your self-worth has always been there. There is no lower self-worth. that it's been more a matter of not knowing, right? Instead of, oh, why am I always tired when I go to parties? Why can't I be like other people? What's wrong with me? Why am I always the problem? Well, as you learn more about yourself as a highly sensitive person, you realize that certain kinds of parties may not work well for you based on the energy that is present in the room. If you have become highly or overly sensitive to alcohol, and you go to a party where everyone is drinking, maybe heavily, that is going to be a drain on your energy. It's going to affect your mental and emotional life. There's nothing wrong with you, and there's nothing wrong with them. But the resonance is off. You do not resonate with alcohol. And so if you put yourself in situations where there's a lot of alcohol being ingested or just in the room, that might present problems for you. And yes, you may have a period of time where you mourn the fact that that's a problem for you. But the more you understand yourself, then you can make allowances. For example, you do not resonate with alcohol so much anymore, but someone you love very much is getting married. And there's going to be a lot of alcohol at the wedding, and people are going to be ingesting a lot of alcohol, some people more than others. So before you go, you check in with yourself. Where am I in my lunar cycle? Where am I in my inner rhythm? Is this a time for rest? Is this a time for creativity? Is this a time for getting things done? Where am I at? Oh, this is a time for rest for me, but I do so want to go to the wedding. So how can I rest? How can I clear my schedule so that I can have rest before the wedding and a lot of rest after the wedding? And what is involved with the wedding and the celebration? And how much does it feel right for me to participate in? Right? So maybe you go to the wedding where there is no alcohol, and then you start at the dinner where the alcohol just starts to be prevalent. And then after dinner, you say, it was wonderful to be with you on your happy day. I love you, and I'm going to call it a day. And you skip the part where there's a lot of alcohol happening. Or if you want to stay through all of it, you make a very, very important decision on how you are going to cleanse your body and your energy field when you get home. Maybe you take one of my baths, you meditate, you decompress, you just move out all the energy in ways that I have taught you before. And then you get a very good night's sleep. Maybe not a lot of demands on your time the next day, if possible. So it isn't as if you have to keep yourself from these wonderful life events, but it may very well be that you need to plan self-care that is not just sort of generalized self-care that maybe other people recommend, but self-care that is specifically tailored to you, to your internal rhythm. Where are you at in your cycle? Also, if you are in a woman biological body in this life, and you are still having your menses, then that's another rhythm. And if you can sync up that rhythm with your lunar cycle, that's powerful, very, very powerful. So you may have different inner cycles going on inside of you, and the more you can allow those to move in tandem, in co-creation, the easier it is for you then to make decisions. What you participate in, and then how you participate in those events. How you plan the things in your life that you want to do. Wouldn't it be wonderful to plan your vacation in time with the lunar cycle where you are most likely to be at rest? Or wouldn't it be wonderful to plan a trip somewhere where you've never been and there's going to be lots of activities that you want to go and see and do, that you plan that in your cycle where your energy is going to be at its peak, where you're going to have lots of energy, lots of curiosity. Maybe it's your creative time. Maybe it's just your let's get things done time. This is about you creating a life, not that is presented to you in your media, that you're supposed to like, that you're supposed to want. But this is about you creating a life that not only works for you, not only supports you, but celebrates you. Lets you do and create and rest in your time. And again, when you are involved in a career or a job where you are required to show up a certain time every day, how many weeks of the year, but within your job, within your career, within your efforts, you all have some input. There are some things that you can decide. So to tailor your life, your decisions based on not just what the mind decides you need or want or feel like you just have to have or it has to be this way, but rather based on your own internal cycles, the rhythms of your life. Because let us call a halt to the days where you decide that something's wrong with you. Why can't you can fill in the blank, right? Why can other people do X, but you can't? Or Why is it that when you want to get something done, you just can't seem to get it done? What's wrong with you? Why are you the problem? Let's shift that completely into, I don't know why I can't get something done right now. Let me go inside and explore my own rhythm. Maybe I am trying to force myself to get something done at a time where it's not natural for me to do so. That is one of the difficulties with having a sentient brain, being able to identify as I, to be able to understand the past, present, and think about the future, to be conscious of what everyone else is doing out in the world. It's easy to fall into the trap that just because someone else does something at a particular time in their life, that you then should be able to do that as well. But that is not natural to you. And I know that for all of you, you have considered the seasons, the changing of the seasons in your part of the world. They also play a very big role in affecting you, but they may not necessarily correspond exactly to your own internal rhythm. Maybe for whatever reason, your lunar cycle closest to the winter solstice, where everyone is hunkered down and the season is to go within and really be inside, and the time to plan and let your womb be fertile with ideas. Maybe for you, because of the solstice and the way the lunar cycle works for you, it's a time where you're very creative. Lots of ideas are coming. You feel very fertile. You can't wait to put them into action. So the changing of the seasons can very much in their outer manifestation sort of jive with your inner rhythm, or there could be deeper energies in the changing of the seasons that affect your inner cycles very differently. So what I'm trying to convey to you today, my beloved ones, my dearest children, your rhythms are natural to you. The more you understand them, the easier it is for you to live your life in a way that is out from under that heavy burden that something's wrong with you. Other people can go to the wedding and they seem to have a great time. No problem. But you don't know what's natural to them. You don't know their rhythms. Not intimately. You can only know your own rhythms intimately, deeply. When you are following the natural rhythms of your own life, you will find that not only is it easier to make decisions, but the outcome of those decisions is more likely to bring you happiness, to bring you a sense of peace and fulfillment, than if you are trying to force yourself into the rhythms designed by others. This encapsulates in many ways the new age that is almost blossoming in your world. Things like the education, the public educational system, the 9-to-5 workday, all these sort of agreed upon standard schedules are being thrown out. They are not working in the way that they were originally designed to work. You all more and more are becoming aware of your natural rhythms, particularly if you have children or you have raised children in the last 20 to 30 years. You as the parent have really observed how these systems are actually have become a repressive structure rather than originally they were designed to uplift and support. But now they have become stifling, right? So employers are working differently. They're trying to figure out the timing and the environment, working in a structure or at home. All these things because they recognize that people are individuals and one size does not fit all. No matter how beautiful or glamorous that size looks on the outside, no matter how convincing that size is sold to you, it might fit you, parts of it might fit you, but one size cannot fit all. And what's so glorious about this new age that is dawning, beloved ones, is that it holds the energy to change these systems, to allow the individual to find their own natural rhythm, what works best for them. And by doing that, it allows such extraordinary collaboration because it puts people on equal footing. It creates an equality. And this is not a self-centered kind of way of being, as in, well, it has to be my way or I'm not doing it. That's not what it's about, because that exists in the mind, the fear mind. I have to get mine. It has to be my way, right? I have to take care of myself in this way, and I cannot be a part of anything like that. Over there, no, that is actually the old way. The pyramid structure, right? Now the pyramid is collapsing and there is that still waters, right? Where if the individual honors themselves, truly honors, then there is a desire to co-create, to collaborate with others from that authentic place. Where does my natural rhythms fit into this larger structure? Let's see. Let's find out. That is the excitement of creation at play. So as you listen to my words, I hope that you can begin to feel how vital it is, not only to your own happiness, but to all your co-creations, that discovering your own rhythm can be. That contentment with self, that understanding that whatever is natural and right for you, truly, not from fear, but just from your essence and from love, whatever that is, you're going to find your natural place of co-creating in community, whether that is a work community, whether that is a gardening community, whether that is a play community, a spiritual community. You will easily find your connection within the whole, because there is room for all, not in one structure. That's why there are so many structures on your whole world, because you all need that variety to find what naturally flows with you. There's nothing wrong with you, beloved ones. You do not require fixing because you are not broken. It is simply a matter of awakening to you as you are. And I'm with you every moment to not only help facilitate your awakening, but to hold your hand when the fears rise or the doubt, or when you decide that something's wrong with you, that you're the problem. Because if you could just be like others, all would just be great. I will be there to remind you that you are glorious just as you are. I love you. I love you. I love you. Have a wonderful week. Namaste. Oh, you're so welcome, Mandy. So glad you're here. And Joanna, yay, Joanna Joyful, yay, you're welcome. Jess, good morning. So glad you could join us. And Kathy, so glad you're here. Alexandra, you made it live. Yay, awesome. Sarah, good to see you. You are so welcome, Sarah. Oh, I like that gear. A jigsaw is being put together. You're right. Finding little pieces and, just like when you do a jigsaw puzzle. I'm not that great at them, but sometimes, especially the little ones where they're cutting the little pieces, it takes a long time to find where it goes. So it takes time. It definitely takes time. Mm. You are so welcome, Tiffany from San Francisco. Thanks for joining us today. I agree, Cindy. I am just loving what she is doing in these live streams. I am getting so much out of them. And the fact that they're weekly helps me so much because I feel like I'm just, she's just building and building and building. Is Mother giving readings? Yeah, let's see. I will be doing another block in November and December. So if you sign up for my emails on my website, then you will absolutely know when that is, and you'll get the links to do it and all that good stuff. Oh my goodness, Alexandra. Wow, yes. That is, I can imagine how difficult that is in this educational system, or a lot of educational systems around the world. I love you too, honey. Oh, thank you for all the hearts and rainbows. That's so beautiful. I can see things changing a lot, and it seems like every day I'm reading about some new company or some new school and how they're approaching education or their workplace or how they treat their employees. It's awesome. It's really just amazing. And I just saw I can't remember now where I think I read this article and then I saw a video on this company. It's like a payment gateway like PayPal or Stripe or Squarespace or stuff like that. And the man who started it, he just really wanted his employees to have a great life. And so he took a massive pay cut, like he was the CEO, and he guaranteed that every employee would make a minimum of $70,000 a year. And everyone thought he was completely nuts. And they were like, all the financial people, the big financial people were like, oh, no, that's never going to work. The company's going to go under. Well, like 5 years later, their company has grown like 10 times what it was. It's huge. Everyone loves working there. They have almost no turnover. And he's still not making his, millions, multi-millions of dollars every year in profit. He really only makes about the same salary as all his other employees, but he's so happy. You should have seen this video. He was radiant. He was so happy and close to all his employees. And it was such a community in this workplace. And so much so that all the employees got together and pitched in and bought him his dream car, his Tesla dream car, because he couldn't really afford it on his own, even though he was the owner of this big company. And they all pitched in and bought it for him. I mean, to me, that right there just encapsulates where we're going, where we're headed into this new age. And it fills me with so much hope that, that more and more people are going to want to work in places like that than you know, in places where it's that same solid structure, you know, it's the way we have to do it because this is the way we've always done it. And yeah, so I have a lot of hope. Much love to all of you as well. You signed up, oh, but don't receive the emails. Huh. I know, I love that too, Joanna. So here, Joanna, what you need to do is you need to contact our support email, support@belovedpublications.com, and we'll see Maya, who is brilliant and amazing, will help you try to figure out why you're not getting the emails. She's really great at stuff like that. Whereas not so much. So yeah, send us a support email and she'll help you out. You're welcome, Amy. I wish I could think of the name of the company, but yes, as a matter of fact, I suspect, oh, thank you, Dan Price of Gravity Payments. Yes. And here's the thing, this is so even wilder. A woman, someone who's in our community hooked me up with him years ago. And I checked out like if it would work for me to use his payment gateway, and he did not have the integrations yet that I was looking for with the platforms that I use, and so I couldn't use it, and it was a little more expensive than like PayPal and Stripe at the time. And so he actually emailed with me personally, and he was like, I don't think this is going to work for you because, you know, you're so small that financially it just may not work out. But he was super nice, and I think it's the same man. This was probably, I want to say 4 or 5 years ago. And but yeah, so incredible company. But so yes, if you can use them, use them. They might be just a touch more expensive than like PayPal or but I don't know that now, that since they've grown, they may have been able to bring their little, you know, their percentages down of what they charge for transactions, their transaction fees. So I actually thought it might be time to revisit them and see if I could, you know, if I could work with them, because love them. Thank you, Barbara, for posting that, because I couldn't remember it, and I didn't write it down after I watched the video and I couldn't remember. Oh, my brain. All right, love you all so much. Thank you for being here, and I will see you next week. Mwah. Bye-bye.